Alright, so there's a new update coming to CN Arknights called The Rides to Lake Silberneherze. I've completely scuffed that. But anyway, there's a new update coming and there's some crazy stuff coming up. We have 3 new characters I want to talk about, some skins that look really good, and there's a lot of general content I want to take a look at. First of all, I want to mention this is not coming to global for a long time. So of course, do keep your joy a little bit restrained, but let's take a look at all the stuff that's coming. Let's get straight into this. First of all, we have a 5-star called Harold, who is a wandering medic. Of course, we don't know the information for these operators in the moment, mainly because they've only been released with actual footage, etc. So we don't know what they do specifically, but take a look at this character. He looks kind of crazy in terms of design. Might be the weirdest looking character in the game, but I actually like the kind of different type of look we have. Finally, something that is a little bit different, at least in my opinion. Now, we also have someone called Jieto, who is a Lord God, which is actually nice to see a Lord God, of course, of very strong archetype. Of course, this is a character actually looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very curious to see what the E2R looks like. We actually haven't got that revealed yet, but she actually looks like a pretty cool looking character. Kind of reminds me of a character we already have in the game, kind of one that released recently in the Red Certificate shop on CN. She reminds me kind of her, but very, very cool looking character. Let's talk about the main character of this. The character looks actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. We have the character I'm also not able to pronounce the name of. Degenbrecher is what I'm gonna say. It's completely wrong. Maybe it'd be like some like more German pronounced name. I've got no idea. But anyway, looking at the character, she is a sword master. Funnily enough, I don't actually know many sword masters in the game. I'm actually not familiar with the sword master archetype. I'm sure there's plenty of good operators there, but she looks very, very cool. As you can see, I was actually initially thinking maybe it was a dude because I'm not familiar with the lore, so I wasn't actually too sure, but has massive horns. Very curious to see the E2R. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, the quality is not the best. It's the best quality we actually have. But when we look at this looks really good. Wow. I love the thing behind it, like this massive beast looking thing. Looks very, very cool. I think also, I've got to say, her animations, when we take a look at them, they look very interesting. Kind of reminds me a bit of Mlynar's skills, to be honest. If we take a look, some of the skills, also we have like these red like fists pop up above the enemies. I'm thinking this might be from her, but it also could be from the stage, or that could be basically how the enemies work. But very interesting, very interesting. If we keep going here though, there is a lot still to look at. There is a lot of skins, and listen. First of all, we do have the Penance skin. The Penance skin looks really, really good. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, right? I think I wish it looked a little bit better, which might sound like a very weird thing to say, but it doesn't really stand out as like a wow, this is an insane skin. It stands out as like, okay, it's a nice skin, but it looks very cool, of course, very Christmas themed. I cannot wait to get this in the summer on global and be like, wow, we're celebrating Christmas when it's like 6 months past it. But anyway, it does look very coal. I'm a big fan. Of course, pen skin is a massive deal, and I'm so happy to see pen skin. Probably the one character that I was mostly looking forward to getting the skin. Of course, next up we also have the character I can never say the name of as well. Not gonna say it, but she looks very, very nice. Oh wow, what a cool skin actually. Now that I look at it, I actually do appreciate it. Of course, I'm very curious to see how these will look in game. We actually don't know at the moment, but this one does look very cool. The theme is actually snowfield. Interesting. So it's like Christmas themed. Of course, I'm a big fan of Christmas themed skins. But the next skin we also have is a Quimplat skin. Now this one, listen, as a male Arknights enjoyer of male characters, I love male characters in this game. This skin stands out very, very hard. I do love how this looks. I think this might be one of my more favorite skins for male Arknights enjoyers, especially since this one just is Christmas themed. It reminds me a bit of Gray's skin, where it's like very Christmassy and it's like got like everything around him where it's like Christmas themed. But I think this one just does look much better, and it doesn't look a bit weird. This one actually just looks good. But of course, that is just me who loves those type of skins. We also do have a free Ansel skin, which is something I'm very happy about. Of course, another male character. I'll stop now talking about male characters, but this one looks very cute actually. For a 3-star, 3-stars tend to not have crazy skins, so seeing actually a skin like this with some nice colors, with some nice type like vibe to it, I love this skin. I low-key really like this skin. Very curious to see how it will look in game. very happy to see an Ansel skin. Now we do also have Water Firelight Casts. Now this is, I'm pretty sure, like a rerun, or at least this skin adds like the events page or something. This is basically the event we had with Redalter. This is supposedly going to be actually in the game now. That's what I understand. Of course it could be a rerun, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be added into the events tab, which is of course pretty interesting. This will be a place where you can get puzzle, so do take that into account, but of course I have to wait for a rerun on that if there wasn't one already. We do also have some other stuff. We do also have a puzzle skin. Completely forgot about this one. Listen, I love this skin. Male Arknights enjoy it? Okay, listen, we're eating good, okay? There's plenty of skins for male characters, and for me that's a big deal because it's pretty much just the only account I fully play on, so listen, I'm a bit biased, but this one actually looks very cool. I like the colors too. I do like the fact it's like very chilled out. It reminds me of a bit of a Lumen skin in terms of how puzzles sit in. I don't know if that's just me, but I do actually like it a lot. It does look pretty simple, but it actually does look pretty cool, to be honest. Now, there are also archives as well for people who are interested in them. Of course, archives aren't really anything I'm too interested in, but there are there as well. And we also have some modules. Now, we can't see the details of these modules in a moment, but I am so happy to see this because drone casters, I believe that's the name, are getting modules. That includes, of course, Golden Glow, Rock. We also have, I believe, Kiara and also Minimalist. So they will all be getting modules for the first time. That's a massive deal because there's 4 characters who are currently in the game getting modules. I hope the Rock and Golden Glow module will actually be good. Most of the time, when I see modules for characters that are actually good, like Golden Glow, you tend to see them not be that great. It might just be like a talent increase at best, or like 10% extra, I don't know, damage against aerial enemies or something like that. Hopefully this one will be really good. Fingers crossed. Of course, it's a massive deal because we do like to see modules like that. We also do have the second page here, which does include Click. I forgot about Click. Click is actually also a drone caster, so that's very nice to see. 4-star unit that I like to use in IS. Nice to see getting the module. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Reed Alter getting one, and also Hibiscus. Interesting. So Incantation Medics getting modules as well. Very nice. And of course, the new character getting a module. We expected it. We knew it was going to happen, but hopefully you don't need to get a module to actually make them good, but of course that is how it usually works. And now onto the third page, we also have even more modules. Of course, another Incantation Medic called Vandala, who has not came out on Global yet, has also got herself a module, which is nice, of course, probably. But also we do have second modules for like the likes of Lee, Suzerain, Carnelian. Very curious to see how this Lee and Suzerain module are going to work, mainly because with actual merchants, for example with Lee, I'm wondering if they're still going to have the effect of not taking as much DP with the module. Is it just going to be maybe an increase in some stats when you level them up, or is it actually going to be a different effect with the actual module? Very curious. Of course, Suzerain, very curious to see how good that will actually be because I do use Suzerain a lot. Carnelian, not a character I personally care about too much, but of course might make her a little bit more viable overall. Now, we do also have, for the final one, we have a Weedy module. Her second module, very curious to see how this one is. I've not used Weedy in my whole entire life, apart from once. So of course, I don't have much to say about it, but hopefully that will be a good module as well. Now, if we keep going here, we will also have a new annihilation called Bastion Amid Precipice. Very interesting name. Very curious to see how difficult that's going to be. Unfortunately, we don't actually know how difficult that's going to be. And also, we do have a new SSS. Personally, big fan of SSS, but of course, since it's so far away, it's hard to get hyped for this. We do also have Record Restoration for To Be Continued. I'm not actually quite sure if it's an event. I'm not actually too sure. I've never heard of To Be Continued. I'm sure there is something, and it's like so obvious, but I've not actually got it in my mind. But that has been Record Restoration, and we also have the furniture. That pretty much does it for everything I want to talk about, and it's pretty much everything that we know that's actually coming up. If we do actually go ahead and take a look at the characters again, I do want to very quickly talk about the main 6-star character. I want to say, not my character specifically in terms of design. I'm not like a massive fan of this character, but I do actually appreciate the design. I am kind of going to be pretty hyped for the character, but I probably won't pull. Reality right now is I'm probably not going to pull for the character. I actually do like the guy character, Harold, because he's actually like very unique in terms of design. Weirdly enough, I'm probably more hyped for the 5 stars than I am for the 6-star. But regardless, this is still looking like a pretty cool update. Let me know down below if you guys are hyped for this. Are you going to pull for this? I am very curious to see over the next couple months when this releases just what banners are going to come after this, because to be honest, even though this is kind of tempting, depends also what 5-star will be on the banner, I'm not a massive fan of this, and that's just reality. Now, one quick note I actually forgot to mention is Harold actually does say free on the character, which probably means that he'll be basically part of the event for free. You'll be able to get him as a free operator, be able to get potentials through the event. And then the actual female character, who is Jieto, will actually be part of the banner with the 6-star. So you'll have like Jieto, a 6-star, and probably another 5-star on the banner as well, which is kind of interesting. But overall, that pretty much does it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like. Hopefully, you guys are excited for this event as well. Honestly, I'm not that hyped for this because this doesn't actually look to be that crazy, because I'm not like a massive fan of these characters, but they do look semi-cool to an extent. So, of course, I'm still hyped in that sense. But anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next one. And most importantly, have a wonderful day and adios.